Beauty is the mirror image of nature, manifested in a form like this. Kashmir Valley stands already introduced the world over as God's gift to the denizens of earth. But to be explored beyond the confines of obscurity is a range of gorgeous valleys where the Creator has created a canopy for Himself and hewed a dwelling place for His creation. One such valley is Gurez.
Hello friends to the world of travel and exploration. Imagine this is the month of July and in this sweltering heat that you otherwise feel in the urban areas, cities and plains, here we are facing a teeth-chattering cold. There's all misty and foggy around us and we are at a place that stands 90 kilometers away from the capital city of J&K, and that is Srinagar. This is Razdan Pass. The height that is 11,700 feet above the sea level, and we are heading towards Gurez, the lovely valley that forms the part of Dardistan. This is the place that remains completely cut off and inaccessible from the rest of the valley and the rest of the world. We'll take you to Gurez and hope that you enjoy the journey with us.
Having stepped out of the fog, the landscape appears clearer than before. Here we see birch that was used as paper in ancient times and grows at a level above 12,000 feet, the height that favors the growth of nothing else but shrubs. On our way towards Gurez, we made a brief stopover at Pir Baba. Here lies buried a man who is believed to have come from Pakistan and is being revered by those who visit this place. Travelers love to have some time here and make their way. The valley of Gurez forms a part of Dardistan, which is spread over several valleys, plateaus and rugged mountains. The region lying between the Hindu Kush and Pamirs, which includes Gurez, Hazara, Khonza, Chilas, Ghor, Chitral, Boniar, Kafiristan, Kohistan and some parts of Gilgit. The isolated regions, marked by several isoglosses, have distinguishable cultural traits, folklore, fables and games. Significantly, the Gurez Valley falls along the section of ancient Silk Route, which connected Kashmir Valley with Gilgit, continuing further to Kashgar.
From Razdan Pass, the place where we began, to Zadkush Nala, the place where we are now, it's been a real tough journey. Ups and downs, twists and turns, a bumpy road all the way through, and now we have come to a spot where we see nomads settling down here from all the places from Rajouri and different areas and regions of Jammu. We'll take you inside and let's see how is their life.
Since the whole region is surrounded by green pastures and deodar forests from every side, what better a place could there be for these nomads than this? They find a feast for their flock and an abode for themselves. A typical pastoral ambience where these children of mountains get along with the vagaries of life. No facilities of the modern age available here, but closer to heavens. They live hand in hand with the raw beauty of nature. Happy in their own little island of small needs, they too have a desire to live life to the fullest. This is Kishanganga, also known as Neelam River, on the other side of line of control. The Kishanganga catchment in the north is delimited by the greater Himalayan range, as some of its tributaries flow down the slopes of Nanga Parbat. A dam project aimed at generating hydroelectric power is underway. The very proposal has given birth to a controversy in the whole region, as it's feared to displace a huge population of the adjoining villages. The water level, as the experts believe, will go alarmingly high to inundate the whole village of Barwan, throwing the inhabitants into an irrevocable danger.
After a bone-crushing grind of almost 20 kilometers from Razdan Pass, finally we have a reason to let our hair down and relax for a while. As behind us is that beautiful Gurez valley, and you can have a panoramic view of the same from one corner to another. As Europeans would say about Naples, that see it and die, would we like to say about this valley that see Gurez and die?
This place is known for a legendary character in the folklore of Kashmir, Habba Khatun. The details about her personality are lost in the maze of history. There are many places in Kashmir associated with her name. One such famous spot is in Gurez, the Habba Khatun Hill, the Habba Khatun Spring, which forms a great part in the landscape of Gurez. Gurez is a small but captivating piece of land in Dardistan, inhabited by a people called Dardshins. Dardshins are the last remnants of an ancient and unique culture, known generally under the name Dard, whose influence once spanned from northeastern Afghanistan to central Tibet. The earliest mention of Dards as a distinct race and the name Dard is found in ancient Greek literature. Herodotus in 400 BC is the first author who mentioned Dards as a distinct human race living in a country neighboring Kaspati-Ros, by which he meant Kashmir. Since this whole region remains completely cut off from the rest of the world from October to May, leaving just 4 months of freedom for people to move in and out. The problem that forces them to do extra work. They store and stock to rest assured that when it comes to the crunch, they have something to bank on. After all, they have to save something for the rainy days. And when rainy days span over 3/4 of year, there is little scope for them to be complacent. Living in these conditions demands a human toughness, which not only the men of the area but the women also possess in equal measure.
Ortondatan bas bit kevan ki kya karan janaab yerda kausas yer rasna tiura switch katan tatmas banawan chadr padr jorab purad yimay panis istemal karan janaab
Myo yar se morfaraudag jigar myo bei huicha hayne aslui mog tush takdir वापस देत तस्वीर ने असली मग तुश तकदीर वापस देत तस्वीर हाय तकदीर से थवा सुट मजाक जिगर म्यो बेई हुई चाक.
These small wooden structures strewn across the whole region describe the nature of environment they live in. Here you see typical wood panelled and mud coated houses, best suited for these people. Dimly lit rooms where one finds a profuse use of timber for 2 reasons. One, due to the availability of the material, and second, that it helps them fight cold.
Down from narrow streets, we are now in the midst of the village Badwan. This is in the Gurez valley itself, and we'd like to have a look at their family life. How do they live? How do they put up?
Yes.
Simple though, but all the same, their life has a touch of elegance. Happy with their lot, their life is a music in itself. Here, we see an atmosphere of a family marked by some innocent faces, human expressions at their natural best.
तब्दीली क्या ब्रोह कहें गाश दितम खुदा प्रत चीज बनान ब्रोह बनान कहें वंदन गान से बंद ग 4 रेतन बिल्कुल बंद बस बेहान वन ये कतान बे चार बजे 12 बजे बनान तमिस घास वास त्रे पालान तम कम ज्यादा
Gurez is about 7 miles in length. A dry and mild climate of the valley makes the entire surroundings more attractive. Fields and farmlands of Gurez Valley, though little, are a treat to watch.
At present we are in a farmland of Gurez Valley. There is very little land available here in this valley for agricultural purposes because of the obvious fact that this is a land that's been locked by mountains from all sides. In this little land which they have at their disposal, they don't grow rice and paddy. What they do, that they cultivate and grow crops of the kind that involve maize, buckwheat, millets, barley, and the crops which take very little time for cultivation, from sowing to harvesting the crop.
Since this whole region remains covered by snow most of the year, it increases the fertility of the land for crops like potatoes and medicinal plants which grow here in a great abundance. There is a huge potential which, if tapped, can have rich economic dividends for farmers. They expect government to deliver on this account.
मैं गवर्नमेंट से यह गुजारिश करता हूँ इलाके गुरेज की तरफ से, यहाँ इस जंगल में बहुत सी दवाई है, जड़ी बूटी, जिसके नाम ये पत्रीस है, मिनाल है, दुपा है, मुरी है, शाला मिश्री है, ऐसे ऐसे बहुत से दवाई हैं। अगर गवर्नमेंट इसको इजाज़त देती उठाने में, हम गवर्नमेंट के मशकूर थे, क्योंकि ये दवाई नहीं बल्कि ये सोना है जिससे लोग इस दवाई से बच सकते हैं। कोई साइड इफ़ेक्ट नहीं हो सकता है इस दवाई से।
With no electricity available in the required measure, these people mostly depend on the traditional means. No industrial activity is possible, and hand-driven looms are a common sight. Similarly, they go by the same conventional techniques of making grains and stocking them at a time they need them most. Though they fetch things like rice, flour, etc. from the market, but their homemade stuff does for a lifeblood, particularly at a time when supply is shorter than needed to sustain.
ये तैयार करना तक तो यत मन आसमान तो जमीन फर्क क्या यत मन लजत तो यत मन माय तो रोजान सह बासान ये घासा हिू बासान सो रोजी खुशक तथ मन खास बासान कहीं फायदा क्या सो नस बराबर कर तस्लीम यह ग्रटुक ओटा ये पीन ये पे सठा यह सा यह लजत तो यत मन माय तो ये चाहान ये गोस हमेशा खतर तो यह गोस गसन बेकार कहीं और कुदरती यह नाल मान और यह आब यह अल्लाह ताला सद तरफ यह 12 रेतन रोजान चालू ये पे कारोबार चलावान सन तजारत तो यह मसलन पन जरिए तो करान यह मज हासिल तो यह चलावान इथे पे।
There's a sweet nostalgia attached to this place. Gurezis have a story to narrate about its being a spot to be liked and visited by outsiders.
बस गुरेज इलाके में हमारा गांव था रस्टेड। किस वजह से? तो आप पूछिए, अंग्रेज आते थे यहाँ शिकार फिशिंग के लिए। यहाँ हमारा वो गिलगित का रोड था, वो चालू था गिलगित का रोड हमेशा, घोड़ों का, गाड़ियों का नहीं, घोड़ों में।
कब कब कितना वक्त हो गया?
बहुत वक्त 47 तक हमारा इलाका ये गिलगित के साथ था, डिवीजन गिलगित था पहले। ये जो था बांडीपोरा से वो था गिलगित डिवीजन के साथ। अब इसमें हो गया बॉर्डर, चोरवन से इस तरफ है हमारा इलाका आज। कहाँ तक? बगतौर, कोरकबल, वहाँ तक।
A free travel and the availability of transport have brought about a healthy change, where we come across a confluence of the old and the new. As they say, change is the only permanence in the world. So have changed the social tastes and individual attitudes. What we see is a gradual shift of flavors from the old to the young. In Gurez, where on one side we see people stuck to their moorings, there we can't overlook the young generation embracing the latest.
ट्रेडिशन हमारा जो है वो मिक्स हो गया है, पुराना ट्रेडिशन नहीं रहा। अभी यहाँ पर पहले एक रस्म था, अभी हमारी शादी जो होती है वो बांडीपोरा, श्रीनगर, जम्मू और इवन दिल्ली तक कर दिया लोगों ने। और वहाँ से यहाँ भी, मतलब वहाँ की लड़कियाँ यहाँ आई, यहाँ की लड़कियाँ वहाँ गई। तो ट्रेडिशन जो है हमारा वो मिक्स हो गया, ट्रेडिशन जो है वो हमारा मिक्स हो गया। ट्रेडिशन अभी सिर्फ कश्मीर का ही ट्रेडिशन मिक्स हो गया है, लेकिन हम अपना ट्रेडिशन प्रिजर्व करते हैं। मतलब लैंग्वेज है हमारी वो प्रिजर्व है, हमारा रहन सहन का लिहाज है वो प्रिजर्व है।
As we pass through this village, we come across a marriage ceremony.
फ़क़त क़ाल नबी अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम अन-निकाह मिन सुन्नति फमन रग़िब अन सुन्नति फ़लैसा मिन्नी अम्मा बाद। हाजरा बिन्त गुलाम अहमद कालू।
The ceremony is in full swing, though they try very hard to preserve their culture on occasions like these. But still, marriage customs are largely influenced by Kashmiris, a natural effect of acculturation which can't be helped when two cultures meet. The difference, if any, lies in the degree of extravagance, which has become a characteristic feature of a typical Kashmiri marriage. Here too, people relish Kashmiri wazwan, but cannot go beyond a few dishes. Here, brides are veiled, the tradition which is on the wane in Kashmir. Anyway, this is a moment of joy, not for the family alone, but for the whole locality. But hats off to the people there who are leaving nothing behind to excel on educational front. Education is a priority. With a literacy rate of 60%, which is appreciably better than other border areas, Gurez is on way to enlightenment. 5 higher secondary schools have been established so far, though a college still remains to be a dream. There are some hiccups in the way, but efforts to make progress on this front are afoot. Healthcare is one of the fundamental needs of life. On this front, Gurezis face a tremendous problem. Every year, many precious lives are lost due to the non-availability of medicine and the lack of medical staff. Though a health center in the middle of Gurez caters to a large number of people, but can't meet the target.
बस ठंडा आसान मुकम्मल बंद जनाब कोई डॉक्टर छुना आसान के जनाब अगर लेडी वह बीमार गि डेट गसान जनाब तथ इलाजा बनान के कुन किस्म का सहूलियत के बगैर अल्लाह ताला
30 kilometers from Dawar, the central place of Gurez, this is Tulel, a far-off region where life is tough, even tougher than how it is in the rest of Gurez Valley. The rough and tumble of the road that leads to Tulel makes it an odyssey of sorts. To make it pliable, Beacon works hard, and if there is some improvement, it is because of the sweat and blood of these ill-fated laborers whose condition is indescribably pathetic. While Dawar remains cut off from the rest of Kashmir Valley due to heavy snowfall, a secluded place like Tulel is inaccessible even from Dawar, let alone Kashmir. The hardships people of Tulel face can only be imagined. To relieve themselves temporarily, they prefer to migrate to Dawar during the season when the crisis deepens. While in Dawar, there is a semblance of life as basic facilities are available, which in Tulel are a pure fantasy. Living on the border means living on the edge, where life is dicey. It is a mixed feeling, a curse and a blessing both. Whenever, wherever it happens, they find themselves in the fangs of death, till the threat is over. The omnipresent bunkers and barricades have added to their woes.
Well, don't be surprised, we're not in a war zone. Neither are we reporting for any conflict. In the backyard there is a higher secondary school of this area, but this is the hard reality with which the residents, the locals of this locality are to grapple with every day now and then. This is a bunker, and in case of any conflict, in case of any shelling that is a routine feature in this particular part of the world, people find it safer to go inside, though there is a dark dungeon and it's not that comfortable place that one would like to be in. But this is how the cookie crumbles.
With nothing to provide them support, state administration a moon chase, avenues not lasting. They see army as a lifeline in the hour of crisis. This, in a way, makes their livelihood dependent on men in uniform. But this is not the complete story. Being there is a constant threat, as frequent outbreak of battles across the border means a great risk for the local populace. So, That is Gurez, far away from the crowd-jammed streets, ever-bustling marketplaces, never-ending noisy surroundings of a city. Here is a piece of land which offers a piece of solace with a peace of mind for those who love to be rocked by the sweet hands of Mother Nature.